Alright guys, what's up? We have a very, I would probably say this is it's going to be a good video, just one video. It's a customer project, so a big thanks to him for letting me share it, guys. At the same time, I do want to talk about the future of customer series videos. Okay, I'll probably talk more about it in the other one, because that was probably the beginning of it. And I think between Red Hawk and Survivor, you know, I had to delete some comments, and some of the comments that I let through were still a little pushing it. But one thing I want to remind you guys is, first of all, I'm a very private type of person, okay? And I treat my customers the same. Usually, I'll ask them, alright? I'm not a type of person that just, you know, post videos without their permission, okay? I respect them, and I expect them to respect me as well. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes, guys. Some people will put some comments like, you know, why you put that crap on, or why'd you do that, why'd you do that. You guys have to understand, I'm not posting these videos for you guys to shit on them. I'm posting these videos for you guys to get inspired, to learn any tips I talk about, to get to see what you're potentially buying and see if I run into any issues with it, okay? These videos have always been, and you know, they're only for one purpose, to help you guys, to inspire and all that kind of stuff. So if I continue to see this route of, like, I don't know what I want to call it, stupid comments or whatever, I understand it comes with YouTube, but at the same time, I'm not the type of person to accept it. I was raised old school. I'm old school myself. I'm just not going to accept shit. I don't accept anything like that anymore. So I'm just going to make it clear for you guys. If it continues to go that route, I'm going to stop customer series video. It won't hurt me. It's going to hurt the channel. It's going to hurt you guys. In the end, if that's just how it is, that's how it's going to be. So just giving you guys fair warning about that. Luckily for him, we've been okay. The Survivor series, a little pushy. And I understand, guys. I will make comments. Oh, I like this. Maybe we can get that. But that's just me talking, guys. It doesn't mean that, you know, it's right for you guys to bash it or shit on it. Okay, there's so much you guys don't know that goes on behind the scenes, okay? I'm talking to them, they have a budget, maybe they love a certain company, okay? This guy right here. There's a million ways we can do this build, but I decided to go this route because I had parts on hand. We're trying to get this build done quickly, and we're keeping it within a budget, okay? So there's a lot of things you guys never know behind the scenes. So keep that in mind when you guys go down and start typing. Alright, it's, you know, you gotta think before you type. Let's continue on though, okay? This series, or not series, but video is going to be a good one. I want you guys to look at this. I know some of you have already picked it up. This frame is shorter. Maybe you can't see it here. We have a 5.1 mag. You probably picked up we have AIP screws and adjustable trigger. I would say, on the most part, they look like they're both relatively similar, right? Okay, we got fiber optic. I know you guys probably picked that up. But it's safe to call this a sleeper, correct, guys? We have a mag in here. Let me do a weighing for you guys. We're going to take the mag out. This is a brand new TM43. I want you guys, this is why this video is, and people always ask us, hey, how do you build these kind of guns? Okay, it's 500 and let's just say 510 grams. And remember, keep that number in your brain. Okay, 290 grams. Okay, let's get this right here. I'm not going to even take the mag out. 486 grams. Notice anything, guys? This guy weighs nothing compared to this one. This is what this build is, alright? I don't know if it's a new trend or something I've been getting lately. A lot of people asking me to build them pistols dedicated to their chest rig, chest mount. So I've taken to calling these chest pistols, but it also goes into another field that I've always been building, and that's lightweight pistols. Now this guy, he let me choose what parts I wanted. Okay, I told you earlier in the beginning, we have a budget. We had parts that I have on hand, and we're time restrained. Okay, I'm not trying to take 2 months or order of this and this and this, because you can min-max. You can get this even lower, but the amount of money you're gonna have to spend, because certain companies have this part, and I know another thing people ask, why didn't you do 3D printing? 3D printing is cool, guys, but it will never, okay, I can't say never. Technology wise, maybe 5 to 10 years, we'll see. But right now, it won't beat aluminum in terms of durability and bang for your buck. 3D printing, it's still relatively young for airsoft. That's why I don't mean sell our frame. Okay, the frames, there's probably going to be guys out there selling frames. Is the frame durable? Not compared to an advanced frame. Okay, easily. It won't outlast an advanced frame. So that's why we went through with aluminum. This is durability / lightweight. We chose certain parts. He's got an extra plastic slides. We're keeping the slide plastic. He plays out at where he's located. It's cold, so we're trying to keep this nice and light as possible. Okay, so let's do a breakdown, and I'm going to tell you guys what you want to spend your money on weight-wise. I can tell you right now, this is the biggest winner right here. This advanced frame. I know some people might complain, well, I wish it was flush. I do too, guys. Finding a 4.3 frame, one, is hard. Finding one with rails, even harder. That's the secret. He's running flashlight. We want attachments on here. So this is why we went this route. The second thing is, guess what? We're cutting off a good, what are we cutting off, guys? We're cutting off, baby, a good 20 millimeters. Alright, that's weight reduction. This frame, guys, is about 85 grams with the steel sear and the steel valve knocker and the spring and the pins inside of it. 85 grams. Let me show you how much a stock TM frame weighs. 85 grams. Keep that in mind. I wish you guys could see this. It's so hard. I can't see it on the viewfinder. It looks really hard. This is 190 grams. 85, 190. This is where you're going to spend your money, guys, to reduce it as much as possible. The rest starts coming. It adds up pretty quick once you start, okay, replacing this and this and this. We're going to go over all of it, okay? Next up, where you guys want to drop the weight, is this guy. This is a Garter aluminum magazine. I've already done a review on it. Go ahead and check that. It's still live. It's naked because I tried anodizing it, and then I learned it wasn't aluminum. It's I think it's a type of magnesium die cast, something like that, a cheap one. Oh. Okay, are we okay? It said negative 7.3. Okay, 140 grams. There is gas in here, so keep that in mind. That will affect the weight. No gas, no BBs. 140 with some gas in it. 290. This is the next area you guys are going to invest your money into, making your gun light. And this is loaded, okay? The reason why I say loaded is because this is an example of a chest rig. These are what I'm building for guys. So far it's been Hi-Capa, Glocks, and 226. Out of most of them, whenever you guys do builds with me, I always try to give people option. They say, what would you build? What would you build? That's like what I get most of the time. Alright, I gotta answer that. Alright guys, we're back. I lost my train of thought. I'm not sure where I was, but what we're gonna do is just try to backtrack. Anyways, this is lately people have been asking for this kind of build, and to be honest, guys, I run a minimalist setup. If I could show you my system, I would, but it's it's kind of a big belt, and it'd be kind of hard. Okay, let me just describe it. One is a belt, dump pouch, 4 magazine pouches, and my holster. That is literally my setup. When I was playing, guys, a lot, I want lightweight. I don't want things when it's really heavy. These magazines, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. If if you're running any setup, whatever, these will just smack against you. Even if you got a nice tight setup, it's heavy. It's heavy compared when you get a Pro in or get your garter. It's a world's difference. This in your setup versus this in your setup. And I promise you, if you haven't done it, just buy one, guys. Do yourself a favor and buy one lightweight mag, and boom, it's a world's difference. When Pro-Win first came out, I was so happy, and I had the shitty, non-war game versions. Okay, it didn't matter how shitty they were because they were prima donnas with BBs and feeding. I still loved them because the fact that they just reduced my overall weight on my system. And I'm running the belt system, so I know some of you guys are running. If you're running this kind of stuff, so maybe you'll have less, flopping around. But at the same time, this versus this, just trust me on it when I say buy one. Just buy one. It's not going to break the bank. This is $16. I forget how much this was. Overseas, pay for air mail. You're not going to pay more than $40, $50 tops. Okay, and then just take one of your TM mags and replace it. And just put it on. Okay, I'm pushing that hard. I would say buy this before the advanced frame because this is a lot cheaper. And if you got 5 mags, 5 of these versus 5 TMs. Wow, that's a big difference. And remember, guys, this video is geared towards skirmishers, not IPSC guys. IPSC guys, they're not going to be watching this video because most IPSC guys will know what to do. You're going to be running heavy mags, so you want that to drop out and switch in transition. And TM mags are excellent, and they're not going to want these shitty new gen ones. The new gen ones are trash. You want the old TM mags. Okay. All right, moving on. So number 1. In terms of weight loss, advanced frame. Number 2, garter mag. If you're talking about money wise, probably just go with the garter mag. 9-ball, doesn't matter. Pro-Win, get what you want. Well, I'd probably say Pro-Wins are more expensive. So if you're trying to be budget wise, go with garter. Let's take this apart. Okay, I'm going to start showing you guys where we drop the weight. Let's start with the upper. Let me show you how much the upper weighs. 147.2. Okay, here's a stock upper. Stock TM upper. 184. Keep in mind, guys, we have a brass hop up, which is about 10 grams, a little bit 10 grams heavier than TM, and we're also running a threaded barrel and a 5/1 length inner barrel. So those are 1, 2, 3 things we have added in terms of weight, but countered with the aluminum AIP fiber optic set, AIP aluminum blowback unit, and AIP guide rod. This is going to be switched out for black, so just ignore the blue. And then also AIP guide plug. You guys can see, you see the holes? Okay, so you can tell that's the upgraded version. Alright, and you can see we have his original parts right here. Blowback unit, guide plug, guide rod, and then stock TM hop-up unit, and this is, we upgraded the leaf spring as well. Okay, so weight reduction went in here, and then let me show you the lower. Not so much going on here, but you can see this is what really knocks down the weight. 206.6. I'm going to show you this sucker right here is a brand new stock 4.3 lower minus the whole grip area, but you're going to laugh. Take a look at it. 245.3. You guys can see that. I know you can see that one. Versus 206 with a grip. Magazine release. Trigger, grip screw, housing. I mean hammer housing. hammer screen housing. Okay. So what we did here is first of all, we're using stock internals. We're using AIP grip screw, AIP trigger, AIP magazine release, and the Airsoft Masterpiece Advanced frame. Now, can you min-max this build? Yes, guys, you can go even further with this build. Obviously, 3D printing is going to be the lightest. I have an example right here. Am I going to recommend it for someone that skirmishes a lot? Not really. Okay, this is like, once again, I said in the beginning, you know, we're looking at aluminum here, and we don't want, this 3D printing isn't for everyone. There are some other parts you can, you know, nitpick here. You could, you know, reduce, you could do some cuts on the plastic. Do I recommend that? Not really. He's got backup plastic slides. He's got backup. He's got an extra 4-3 at his place, so that's why we're keeping everything stocked, because he's just going to replace it as needed. This is a secondary, it's not a primary, but at the same time it's important for him. So when he pulls this out, it's nice and light. It's not moving around that much because it's much lighter than its other, you know, its counterpart. Alright, what else do we have? I believe that is it. We have the extended magazine release, but I'm not putting it in because, you know, I don't want that. I don't want the gun to, you know, release on accident, because that's one thing with the AIP ones. They have the extended slide stop. Don't put that in if you're running it on as a secondary. Keep that off. Alright, is that it? I think that's it. It's not a very, you know, long video or series, but I think it's important. I don't think I've ever done a lightweight video, and probably in the near future I will do a min-max build. But the problem with the min-max build, guys, is guess what? I can just you know, 3D print a 3/8, which will be really small. So I think there's too many variables. The reason why I went with this and wanted to do this video is because this build is accessible, meaning you can copy this build very easily. All you gotta do, guys, is just go to AIP. Most stores in America have AIP parts. E-Like, Airsoft GI, blah blah blah, Extremetronics. They all have Airsoft GI parts. I mean, good lord, I went there today. By the way, it was a really shitty experience, but anyways, we got the part. We're just gonna have to ship it. It was a long drive. You're gonna want to get aluminum, guys. That is what helps drop down the weight significantly, especially, like I said, put your money into this first, and then slowly start buying the sights. I'd probably say you're gonna go with the plug, guide rod, blowback unit. These three are key in terms of weight. Now, when you start getting nitpicky, magazine release, rear sight, and screws. Trigger, you don't have to. That's just because I'm adjusting his trigger. I'm going to do some trigger work on it so we get a 1 pound pull. Okay, so that was a little extra. What else? I think I covered everything. I think this is honestly a solid video. And just keep in mind, guys, what I talked about earlier. It's important to me. You know, these videos I do for the channel is, you know, I think it's to help the community, to help everybody. But at the same time, these customer guys are the ones that are helping pay the bill for the channel, to buy parts, to review parts, to do these builds where I, you know, do pre-builds. Okay, if it wasn't for them, this channel wouldn't really exist. All right, it's, you know, I don't get any money from AdSense. There's nothing like that. It's never been like that. I funded this all myself and through the help of customers. So they will always be #1 for me. And then, you know, Patreon is helping as well, but that's still small in terms of compared to what customers I get from them. Okay, I'll see you guys around. Take it easy. If you guys have questions, go ahead and shoot on here about the lightweight build. Just remember, advanced frame drops the most weight. Next up would be magazine, and then start working on these guys. Then start nitpicking on those guys. All right. I'd probably say blowback unit first, then guide rod, then this guy. In that order. Okay, brass hop up. I just, you know, I always recommend brass hop ups. You can get aluminum ones, and that would reduce a little bit more. But at the same time, I don't like them because they I used almost everyone's using steel barrel, guys. They just chew away at the hop-up unit over time. This thing's the tank, it only adds about 10 grams, but at the same time we counter that with upgrading the rest of it. Okay, so you can get the aluminum one to drop this even further, but just keep that in mind. It's not a durability king like the brass one. This one will last you forever if you take care of it. Alright, I'll see you guys around. Take it easy.